Hello everyone! In today's video we want to show you how easy it is with MQTT and Peakboard to create a possibility so that your workers can directly order parts from your intralogistics in your company. How all this stuff works, you see now.
Hello and welcome to another YouTube video by Peakboard. In our video today, we'd like to show you how to get two Peakboard boxes to communicate using MQTT to set up internal communications that will allow us to place orders for new parts. This video is going to be split into two parts. In this part, we'll show you how to set up a new visualization that will allow us to select products from a materials list and allows us to generate orders using an interactive order list. In the next part, we'll discuss how that order list can then be transmitted to another Peakboard box using MQTT. To start off, we're going to create a visualization that lets us set up new orders. Here, we'll start by creating a heading, and then go ahead and attach the Excel list that contains all of the products that we want to be able to order. In this example, Excel is set up as a data source option, but you can of course also add it using a cloud resource or a network file. Once I've selected the Excel file and adjusted the format of the column ID to the corresponding number, I can go ahead and create the first part of my visualization. Here, we're later going to want to be able to select the category for the product that we want to order. For this, I'm going to first set up a variable that I'll name filter, into which I'll enter screw as an example. That will allow me to check whether everything is working later when I'm creating the scripts. For the next step, I'm going to create a data flow, which I'll use to aggregate all of the products in my Excel file. This gives me the product categories that I'm going to use later in my menu. Now I'll remove the count column because we don't need it, and add a new column that we'll use to display the product that's currently selected, and which is found in the filter variable. You'll see in just a second why I'm selecting this step now. Now, I can make a list view using the list that we just created. Here, I'll create a button for each row, so each category of the data flow, which can be used later in order to select the category. I'm then going to add conditional formatting to put a white border around whichever category is selected at any given moment. I need to do that via the new column setup in the data flow, since we can only use the list view to refer to the data source that it's connected to. Last, I'll create a script that will enter the relevant category into the filter variable with the simple click of a button. With that, we're done with our product category selection process. Next, we need to get the appropriate products to appear in the selected category and make it possible to select them. To do that, I'm going to create another data flow that filters out only the correct products for the particular category that we have selected. Then, I'll make a list that's later going to help us log the position of the order with the ID, product, and amount. This list is only going to be used to temporarily cache the information in order to create the order, since the actual communication is going to be over MQTT, as we talked about earlier. Now, we'll make a list view that we'll use to show the individual products of the selected category that should be added to the order. To do that, I'll first connect them to the data flow and then create a text box that's going to display the relevant product. Besides that, I'm going to make a minus and a plus button, which we can use later to adjust the amount of each product that we want to add to an order. Let's start with the script for the minus button. Here, I'm going to first create a variable containing the current row from the list view so that we can access the appropriate product from the data flow in the next step and check whether the order list already has an existing order for that product. If it does, and the order amount is just 1, we'll be able to remove the order by pushing the minus button. If the existing order is larger than 1, pushing the minus button will instead decrease the order amount. For the plus button, I'll create a similar script, except that I'll have it add 1 to the current order amount if a relevant order already exists. I'll also use return to break off the script at this point. If the product order doesn't exist yet, the script will continue on to the end, creating a new entry for the product that we have selected. When I'm done with that, I can create a table that I'll use to show all of the open positions for the current order. To do that, I'm just going to pull the order list onto the screen using drag and drop, and adjust it to fit into the design of the visualization. That's it for the first part of this project. Thanks very much for watching. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you'd like to learn about how to send the order on to another Peakboard box using MQTT, then subscribe to our channel to make sure you don't miss our next video.